Hello, name is Ronald Bamtisida. And as you can see on the screen, that is my project presentation. I chose farming for a sustainable future. And I chose this because sustainable future is something that is very important. And it is actually going to help us to be able to save many of us when it comes to food, even food production. And going forward, the the challenge, as you can see in the picture that is on the screen, that's how the land was looking when I first began like the project. And because of the soil, the problems that do affect the soil, as I of course found them out, which are affecting sustainable or growing food as it should be. That is more of growing the same food over and over again, having these poor water irrigation schemes and even other pesticides that they are used. Some of those things and others actually do contribute to degradation that leads to poor food production. And still in my research, I was able to find out that there are other sustainable practices like, you know, rotating the crops that we farm like maize, and then you rotate and you can grow potatoes and all those other various crop crops can actually lead to the soil to be healthy. And when the soil is healthy, it's able to produce, and therefore we are able to have much food that can be able to help and sustain the community. And even this is referenced in the gospel. And the Lord gives us stewardship. You know, everything that is on the earth is the Lord's, and it's our responsibility to take care of it, to make sure that it keeps on growing and not just to let it die. And even President Spencer W. Kimball emphasized the same thing about being stewards, and that involves making sure that the soil is not degraded by those methods that I've mentioned previously, but that we apply those solutions to be able to, take care of it, such that we can be able to be accountable. And I was able to ensure that this happens by the steps that I took. First of all, of course, I did research, and I did also practice the research on a small scale. Of course, I don't have a big scale of land, but just a small scale to be able to practice my results. And then I was monitoring, step by step monitoring. And as I did monitor that, I was able to see for sure that as we follow those sustainable practices, um, we are able to actually change the results of our production. And this will also lead us to create a very good community. And that is, of course, a picture of me, and also the picture of the garden. You see that most of the times in the garden, that place that I was practicing from, there was a lot of certain crop that was grown there continuously over and over. And a change of it is something that was able to, make us a difference, as you can see. And reflecting on this, I learned that for sure farming is it's not only beneficial to the environment, but also for long-term food production. You know, many years to come, like we can go take care of the soil, and then as we change, and even others that will come can be able to find those land and also that soil, and can be able to utilize it, can be able to keep it, and actually not degrade or even pollute it to the extent that those that can come in the future may not be able to utilize it. And thinking about this and the knowledge that I've obtained thus far, I've seen that I will actually be able to share this with the community, such that we, collectively can be able to implement these things. Of course, it can be challenging, but this awareness is able to help us preserve and protect the soil for the timeline it has for all of the period of this mortality of this earth. And continuing, I would continue to explore, of course, and encourage more farmers to continue in this kind of way. It might be still expensive, but probably and appropriately make a few workshops to teach those that I can be able to reach out to, be able to do this um, practices of sustaining the land so that we can have a better production of food now and actually in many more years to come. And those are the references that I was able to use, and of course, more that I will even find. And thank you for this opportunity for um, listening to my presentation.